When someone asks, "So what do you freeze, stumble, change the subject? Or worse, do you still say your old job title, then feel like a fraud when you remember you don't work there anymore?"
If you don't know who you are without your job, you're not shallow or one-dimensional. You're experiencing something psychologists call identity foreclosure, and it's incredibly common.
In the next minutes, I'm walking you through the layers of work identity, why it dominates who you think you are, and most importantly, how to build a self that can survive any job loss. Let's dive in. Studies show that in Western cultures, up to 70% of people define themselves primarily through work. When that disappears, you're not losing a job, you're losing your answer to who am I?
Today, we are exploring how work colonized your identity, the 3 types of work identity relationships, what's underneath your job title, building an identity that can't be fired. Let's start with how this happened. Your work identity didn't just show up. It slowly colonized every other part of who you are. Like an invasive species, it crowded out everything else.
It started small. You worked late one night, then most nights. Your hobbies became, "I used to paint." Your friends became work friends. Your stories became, "This thing happened at work." Year by year, job became self.
And society reinforced it. Every party, what do? Every form, occupation, your worth measured by your title, your salary, your company. You learned, "I am what I produce."
Now, here's what's interesting. Not everyone relates to work identity the same way. There are 3 types, and understanding yours explains why your crisis feels the way it does.
Type 1, the enmeshed. This is you if your job wasn't just what you did, it was you. No boundaries, you introduced yourself by company and title, your entire social circle was work. Your success was your self-worth. Your calendar was your identity. If you're type 1, your identity crisis is existential. You're not asking, "What do I do now?" You're asking, "Do I exist?" This is the deepest type of crisis because there's no you left when work is removed. Type 2, the invested. This is you if your job was a huge part of your identity, but not all of it. You had hobbies, friends outside work, some interests, but work took up 70% of your mental and emotional space. If you're type 2, your crisis is directional. You know you're still someone, but you don't know where you're going or what matters without work organizing your life. You feel lost, not erased. Type 3, the balanced. This is you if work was important, but not central. You had strong relationships, serious hobbies, clear values outside work. Your job was what you did, not who you were.
If you're type 3, congratulations. You're probably not watching this video because you're not in crisis, or you're here learning about what others experience. Type 3s are rare in our culture.
Most of us are type 1 or type 2. There's no shame in that. It's how we were taught. But recognizing your type tells you what kind of rebuilding you need to do. Now, let's look at what's underneath your job title. Your identity isn't actually gone. It's just been buried. We're going to excavate. First layer, your core values. These existed before your job. What matters to you? Justice, creativity, connection, learning, adventure. Your job may be aligned with these, but it didn't create them. Try this. List 3 things you believe strongly about how the world should work. Those are yours, not your job's. Second layer, your relationships. Are you someone's parent, friend, partner, sibling, neighbor? These roles existed alongside your work identity. Unemployment makes them more visible, not less. Try this. Text 3 people asking, "How would you describe me?" Their answers show identity your job didn't touch. Third layer, your skills and strengths. Problem solving, listening, teaching, organizing. These were expressed through your job, but aren't owned by it. You took these skills to work. Work didn't give them to you. Try this. List 5 things you're genuinely good at. Don't include job titles, just abilities.
Fourth layer, your interests and curiosities. What fascinates you? What do you read about for fun? What rabbit holes do you fall into? These are identity markers that your job schedule may have crowded out. Try this. If you had a completely free Saturday, what would you want to do? That's identity speaking.
Fifth layer, your history and experiences. Every challenge you've survived, every place you've lived, every version of you that existed before this job. Your biography is yours forever. Try this. Write, I am someone who has, and list 10 experiences. None can be work achievements. Sixth layer, your future self. Who are you becoming? This layer got frozen when work provided automatic direction. Now you get to consciously choose. It's terrifying, and it's freedom. Try this. Write, I'm becoming someone who. Don't say job titles. Describe qualities, ways of being. See what just happened? You have 6 layers of identity that exist completely independent of employment. Your crisis isn't that you have no identity, it's that you forgot these layers were there. Now comes rebuilding. Not to who you were, that person built everything around work. To someone more resilient, someone whose identity can't be fired. First principle, diversification. Never again let one thing be 70% of your identity. Think of it like investing. You wouldn't put all your money in one stock. Why put all your self-concept in one job? Build identity across domains. Work, relationships, growth, creativity, contribution, pleasure.
Second principle, internal locus of identity. Stop letting external markers define you. Not your title, salary, office, or LinkedIn endorsements. Build identity from internal qualities, your values, how you treat people, what you stand for. Question to ask, would I still be proud of who I am if no one ever knew my job? Third principle, role fluidity. You're not one fixed thing. You're many roles that shift by context. At work, you're professional you. With friends, playful you. With family, caregiving you. All real, all you. Your job was one role, not your entire self. Losing a role doesn't erase the actor.
Fourth principle, narrative ownership. You write your identity story, not your job. I'm a teacher puts the power in the institution. I'm someone who helps others learn puts power in you. Same function, different owner. Practice, rewrite I'm a job title as I'm someone who, action or value. Feel the shift?
Fifth principle, process over product identity. I'm someone who creates versus I'm a creative director. I'm someone who solves problems versus I'm a consultant. Process identities travel with you. Product identities get left at the office. This shift alone can prevent future identity crises.
Sixth principle, growth orientation. Instead of I am X, try I'm learning to be X or I'm developing X. This frames identity as evolution, not fixed state. You can't lose what you're becoming. I'm a lawyer can be taken. I'm someone learning to advocate for justice can't.
These 6 principles build an identity that's robust, not because it's rigid, but because it's flexible. Like bamboo. It bends in storms but doesn't break.
Here's a daily practice. Every morning, complete this sentence 5 different ways. Today, I am someone who... None can be about employment. This trains your brain to see identity beyond work.
And keep an I am journal. Every time you do something, help someone, learn something, create something, write, I am someone who did that thing. You're building evidence of identity beyond job titles.
Take a breath. This is deep work. Rebuilding identity isn't a weekend project. It's a months-long journey. And that's okay.
You're allowed to not have it figured out yet. You're allowed to try on different identities. You're allowed to change your answer to who are you 10 times. That's not confusion. That's exploration.
Can I share something personal for a second?
For the first 6 months after job loss, if someone asked who I was, I'd still say my old title and then quickly correct myself, like a phantom limb. That identity was so carved into me that my mouth said it before my brain remembered it wasn't true anymore.
The shift came when I started saying, I'm someone who helps people understand their minds, instead of my old title. It felt weird at first, less prestigious, but it couldn't be taken from me. That's when I knew I was rebuilding right.
Your phantom limb will fade. Your new identity will feel less weird. You'll stop defining yourself by what you've lost and start defining yourself by what you're discovering. I promise.
Let's recap why your identity crisis is normal and what to do about it.
You have one of three types. Enmeshed, work was you. Invested, work was 70% of you. Or balanced, work was one part. Most of us are type 1 or 2. That's why we're in crisis. You have 6 identity layers that survived job loss. Your values, relationships, skills, interests, history, and future self. Your job was a 7th layer, not the only layer. Rebuild using 6 principles: diversification, internal locus, role fluidity, narrative ownership, process over product, and growth orientation. Daily practice. Today, I am someone who. 5 different ways. Build evidence of who you are beyond work. I know identity crisis feels like you're dissolving, like you're nobody, nowhere, nothing. The ground beneath you turned to quicksand. But here's what's really happening. You're not dissolving, you're shedding, like a snake shedding skin that got too tight. What feels like falling apart is actually breaking open. 6 months from now, you'll have language for who you are that doesn't start with job titles. You'll meet someone new and introduce yourself in ways that feel more true. You'll be more you, not less. And one day, someone will ask, "What do you do?" And you'll answer confidently, not with a job title, but with who you actually are. That day is coming. You were someone before that job. You're someone during unemployment. You'll be someone after. The someone is constant. Only the container changes. You're not alone in rebuilding. Hit like if this helped you see your identity beyond work. Comment below. Complete this sentence without using a job title. I am someone who... Let's practice together. Remember, you're not a job title. You're not a resume. You're a human being with layers and depth and complexity. This is Mindstick, reminding you your identity is bigger than any company's org chart. See you next time.